sport of boxing my whole life. I dedicated my whole life to the sport of boxing. And all I ever wanted to do was put my family, my mother, my father.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the very first edition of Off Topic. I'm Supreme Envy, MBSC, no lowercase, no cap in my rapping with Lash himself. And of course, you guys know I'm never running alone.
Absolutely, your very favorite is right here, Conversation Connoisseur, Sbuda.
It's a brand new thing we're doing for y'all. We're going to be going in depth and a lot of things going on. You know what I'm saying? Break it down and just chop it up. We made my guy right here.
Yes, sir.
You dig. All right. So we figured, with all that's been happening, you get what I'm saying? We figured we should just do a little something to kind of debrief, you know what I'm saying, and unpack sort of what's happening in and around male friendships. Yeah. Particularly male cisgender friendships. You get what I'm saying? Are we providing stable enough support basis? You get what I'm saying? For our guys, you know what I'm saying? Are we establishing those sort of environments where
safe spaces,
dudes can be vulnerable,
or where they can confide?
Yeah, particularly we've seen a lot of, well, not we've seen, but more so prominent figures. Do you get what I'm saying? In the recent times, take their own lives. So it's more of a thing of, that's where the conversation has risen from. A lot of people saying that, a lot of people saying that men are being neglected and no one's on the lookout for their mental health
aren't being taken into consideration and so on. For sure.
Yeah. But I think that in order to have that conversation, the way I think it should be is to actually examine, you get what I'm saying?
Of course.
The friendships. And I feel like our men providing that kind of community for each other.
Observe like the crux and stuff. These are the real asks, We need to ask questions that attack the root problem.
For sure. Right? And I think that for me, it stems to, those kind of harmful stereotypes about expressing any emotional expressiveness.
We say yeah, we say.
You see, exactly. And I think that I feel like those harmful stereotypes and stigmas, you can't, like, they become much bigger. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all knew it from as youngins. It's like, you just wanted to avoid crying or being expressive.
Public, yeah.
Not even in public, but just by virtue. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You feel like if you show any sort of emotion, especially other than anger or happiness, when you're being vulnerable, you feel like not only are you letting other people down, but you feel like you're letting yourself down. You're like, nah, I'm better than this.
What am I doing? This ain't me.
What am I doing? This isn't me.
Yeah, I think that it's just one of the perils of patriarchy. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing of now, like, I just gotta put it on for myself. Yeah. I gotta not let anything out of that sort right now.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And it's super weird.
I think it's all based on, where I could pinpoint it to have started was, why are you feeling embarrassed to cry or to show emotion? Because as soon as the tears start dropping, you're like, ew.
Yeah.
You're like, what am I doing?
Yeah, I think.
what am I doing?
I think that where it stems from, as I'm saying, as I alluded to earlier, it's like it stems from the perils of patriarchy. You know what I'm saying? I think that, it kind of made it like you had to avoid. You know what I'm saying? Even going there, any vulnerability expressed, it was like kind of a big no.
Like a no.
It was a big no, so you couldn't go there. And now, like, that's just how you that's how you come up, that's how you grow up, and you kind of keep it within you, because as a youngin, you was condemned from doing it. Yeah. And now you see other folks doing it, it's like, why is this dude? Why are you crying, dude?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, I feel like growing up in such an environment, or being brought up in such an environment, kind of prohibits you from doing other things that, for example, say now you develop friendships with other dudes and they're raised in similar environments.
Yeah.
And you guys, you come together.
There's that mutual understanding.
Like, we don't do this here. This is not a safe space to talk about A, B, C.
For sure. It becomes taboo.
Exactly.
It becomes taboo.
Or even to go further, this is not a safe space to completely be yourself. You know what I mean?
Because there's some things that just gonna be like, if you're just trying to pull this.
It's that thing of, and then when
what's up with this lad?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think though, it's so deeply ingrained and super deeply entrenched. It's kind of hard to
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 to undo these things.
yeah. It's kind of difficult. But I think that it's not impossible though. I mean, it's difficult, but it's not impossible.
No, I
It's not
think
and I think that for people to not feel alienated, you know what I'm saying. I feel as though you gotta find community in your community. You know what I'm
also
saying.
elaborate.
And the people that you keep around. I feel like if I'm not able to be vulnerable around the people I call my friends, then where can I be vulnerable? You know,
True.
I feel like if I can't come to my guys and be like, hey yo, I'm struggling with this and that, and it's really weighing heavy on me and it's stressful, and my guys can see that I'm in distress, and
Yeah.
why can't I
Confide in them.
you know what I'm saying? And I receive the requisite comfort and love and support that will enable me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To maneuver that situation.
Yeah.
Like the minute that I'm going through something and I have to think like, oh no, I can't tell my guys.
Or
I
you
can't
need
tell my guys like I can't tell my guys this one.
or you need to pick your words carefully. Like,
Yeah. You know, I can't
Yeah.
explicitly say what I'm feeling because the minute I say it, like use the word for it, it's gonna be like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And it's almost like dudes get spooked, you know, just coming to my guys
Yeah.
and like, you know, I think that I'm exhibiting signs of depression.
Yeah.
Homies gonna be like, hey, the D word.
The
You know what I'm saying? Homies are gonna be like, oh, nah. That's a heavy
That's a
one.
heavy one. Like I don't think we can aid you in that.
Yeah, and I feel like,
homeboy.
and as I'm saying, if I can't get the love and support that I require from the homies, where should I get it?
Yeah.
Where should I get it? And there's a lot of talk that happens, you know, unfortunately, when somebody reaches the point where they take their own life. There's a lot of talk about, you know, he battled through it alone. He wasn't talking. He wasn't. But it's like, you know, not even that. But it was like there was no like community established wherein the person could feel, you know, completely, you know, could be in a complete state of vulnerability and not feel like they're gonna be condemned. You hear what I'm saying? Because it's always easy to say like people should confide. No, you can talk to me about anything. You know, I got you. You know what I'm saying? But have you established like that sort of relationship where the person feels comfortable?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Where the person feels comfortable when they come to you about anything, like, yo, listen, I'm struggling with A, B, and C. Help me out. Or where the person will be like, nah, that's not my field.
Like you said, it's all about establishing, you know, a platform. You know, you as the friend, if you're gonna come to me and say that, listen, I feel like you can confide in me with anything, it's kind of partially your responsibility rather to create that platform where I could come to you and feel comfortable and say, look, man. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, or a lot of male friendships go wrong, because someone can come to you and say, look, I got you anytime. You know you can come to me for anything. And then their actions say otherwise. You're like, I don't feel comfortable with me telling you.
You say I can.
You say I can, but I know that if I can,
I
dude,
don't think I can, hey?
I feel like you'll clown me, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For real.
And I feel like this branches off into another thing whereby that's why it's so hard to establish vulnerability between male friends, because more than half the time, it's always banter. So it's hard to tell when someone is joking and when someone is
for
not.
real.
You know, it's gonna be that thing of
Because for sure, you just come to your guys and be like, yo, guys, you know, I've just been experiencing a continuous surge of suicidal urges type of situation. And guys be like,
yeah, me too, sometimes.
yeah, oh shit, you being for real.
Is
Now
it?
it's awkward because it's like,
like,
he was being for real. Oh,
yeah, you know what I mean?
I think though, personally, I think that there's a lot of ways that men can sort of band together, you know, and, you know, take each other's hands and really show solidarity in this type of situation. And I'm speaking on our behalf, certainly, as a shaman. I think that if I'm not, one thing that men don't do, you get what I'm saying, especially when it comes to supporting each other, when it comes to mental health struggles, is that they feel as though it's all upon themselves. Do you get what I'm saying? But I feel as though there are many ways you can help. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you approach me or whatever, I can redirect you to resources that may be helpful to you. Like, okay,
Yeah.
online resources like read this, or
Or I'll refer you to a certain
I'll refer you
therapist.
to a therapist, to a psychiatrist, to a psychologist, relevant resources that could provide you with the help that you require.
Absolutely.
Because no doubt that mental health requires professionals to intervene. You know what I'm saying?
True.
I think that once it's outside the scope of, me just talking about it in general, you know what I'm saying? Professionals need to step in.
Of course, because
And I can be of assistance to you by directing you to that sort of help.
Exactly.
Like, I think that this will help you.
Yeah.
I think that this will help you. Or, if that's out of your scope, visit this website. They've got, really great ways in which you can use to your advantage to maneuver this.
Because at the end of the day, there's only so much your friends can do. And I'm not even only just talking about males this time. Like, if you look at it, like in any sort of friendship, there's only so much a friend can do, and then after that, it's beyond you. They can refer you to, if you feel like this is too much for me as a guy, or as my G, that you feel like this is too much for us, there's not really much we could do to help him, then refer him to better things, you know what I'm saying?
And as I'm saying, I think that of course it progresses in stages, because at a certain point, I know for some people, talking to a friend is enough. You know what I'm saying? It's like, me confiding in a friend of mine, in a confidant, or so to speak, already that has unloaded a lot of the burden. Already I feel as though, I feel much lighter and I feel much better.
Yeah.
And then in certain instances where, confiding with a friend is may not be sufficient anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then I feel like you as the friend, you know what I'm saying, could be like, listen, bruv, there are some resources that I think could be of assistance to you.
Yeah.
Check this out, check this avenue out, because certain avenues are more suitable for certain people, and depending on, of course, what's really plaguing them, try, online counseling, something like that.
Yeah.
Try this,
Or
try
self-therapy, or
that.
this.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try this. You get what I'm saying? But it's almost as if it's like, you're on your own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I feel
you
like
know what
that's kind of the attitude adopted. It's like,
this
this one you're going to have to traverse
yeah.
on your own. This one,
Marwan, it's time for anything else.
And as we're saying, you don't have, like, I think that people think that you gotta be an expert or anything. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's not necessarily what you need.
You just need compassion, man.
I just think because it's somebody that's your friend.
Yeah, so
already
automatically
we can assume that you have love for this person
and compassion,
So-
and you will try and aid them.
So it's more so if the person is seeking comfort, what's prohibiting you from providing,
from
the
providing
comfort?
it.
You know what I'm saying? Just lend a person an ear.
Yeah.
And then do your bit as a friend. It's like, you know what? I think that my friend could have better help if I direct them this way.
And I've seen that
what I mean?
on when I've listened to many conversations and observed things on social media platforms, a counter argument that crops up, that often pops up, is that, listen, bro, we weren't raised this way. We weren't, our dads didn't give us this sort of love. It always
So we
like,
should
points to
continue
that.
doing
It's
it.
like, nah, we we're not well versed in this department. We don't really know about such things because of the generational experiences. Our dads, they were like this. This is how I was raised in a certain household like this. But I feel like that's not an excuse, because
I mean, I feel like,
we are educated.
and I feel like this would be the perfect time to break that chain.
Yeah, like now,
I mean, it's been
been,
not
dude.
like,
And
you know what I'm saying?
and apart from that, I feel like we are presented with so many opportunities and resources. That's the word I'm looking for. Resources that we
There's
can
a lot
use
at your
to
disposal, yeah.
enlighten ourselves as guys. You know what I'm saying? Because you could argue that, for the past century or in the past decades, psychologically speaking, no one really paid attention to things like emotional intelligence. in tests when you were being hired for a job. No one was testing for emotional intelligence. It was mostly physical labor and what you could do and things like that. But now, everywhere you go, if you're being employed, if in your psychiatrics, as psychiatrics has evolved, you're being tested for what? Emotional intelligence. And it shows that every human being is kind of capable of unlocking the potential emotional intelligence that they have. So it's not that high.
Yeah.
As men, we do have that quality, the same quality that is apparently gifted to women. When people speak about it, they're like, women, like, I don't think that men possess that quality of compassion like women do, but we do.
Yeah.
We do. It's been suppressed over decades and years, and so
For sure.
eventually we felt like
For sure.
it disappeared.
Yeah. I think that to further substantiate the point, I think though what I want us to get into, another thing I want us to really, unpack. You see a lot of times, when there's just, a prominent figure, who resonates with, a lot of people that eventually takes their own life. You know what I'm saying? It's always a thing of, I see a lot of people talk about, who should be responsible in taking care of men's mental health and, why a woman not showing such a vested interest. And it's weird to me because it's just a whole lot of bull.
It's not,
It's a whole lot of bull because I don't understand why as males you want to place the responsibility
such
on
a
women.
heavy burden.
And it's also like, as I said earlier, I feel as though women should be seeking help and comfort is in their own communities because I feel like the makeup of male friendships, the generic male friendships, we can go out to groove together. We can sit and watch a game together. We can sort of partake any other activities together.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But let one of us be really struggling and really seek help. It's like, talk to your girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the problem with many men, especially on social media, talking about why are women not intervening, it just all circles back to the fact that men are entitled
For
to
sure.
a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like, just not even in like emotional support, just everything that you see, especially when it involves women. Like, a woman should do this for me. A woman should cook. When I'm in a relationship, a woman should do this, that, and this and that. And together with that comes
they should tend to my emotional
needs
as well.
So for many years.
So on that point, so it's like for me, it's like if you're expectant of the women in your community to do that for you, why are you not expectant of the men to do it for you?
Hence I'm saying, okay.
Because as you rightly put it, there's a great sense of entitlement.
Absolutely.
And as I'm saying, it's like, so if they think that all of that should be coming from the women around them, why do you not hold the men around you to the same standard?
And here's why. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Let's get into the crux, as you would say, the psychology of it. Thing is, men in groups, in friendships, they move like packs, wolf packs. I'll compare them to wolf packs. And in a pack, look, man, everything is like when it's time to destroy or do something that is united, kind of like
something that the pack is mutually interested in.
Yeah, no problem. But if there are internal conflicts within the pack, it will disintegrate very quickly. It will go south.
Super.
We don't know how to sit down and delve into like deep matters, like emotional matters and things like that, and sort them out internally. And the kind of solution has always been to go back and confide in our women, the women in our lives. If example.
So I think basically what I'm gathering from you is that male friendships are feeble.
Yes, they're very feeble. They don't have a strong structure.
And I tend to agree with you because it's like male friendships always bond, cis men in particular, of course. They always bond over something trivial, like we all like soccer.
Yes.
Type of situation. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong in having friends of which you guys have similar interests. I mean, that's how human relations work. But it's almost as if outside of us watching soccer together, talking about soccer, You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing else.
If I'm like, hey gents, we can't watch the game at 3 today. I'm just feeling, you know what I'm saying, a little bit under the weather, and I'd actually like to talk about it with you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dog, I can't
Hey
make
dog,
it.
nah, Liverpool's playing.
Dog.
Relax.
Yeah, you know.
Like, hey, you're moving wild now.
Yeah,
What's
you
going
know,
on?
it's that
now?
sort of thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it's gonna
saying?
be. You know, everybody will be quick to withdraw, like, nah.
Exactly.
And then it's gonna be a thing of later on, what's Gushiri doing? Now?
Exactly.
He's
Like,
killing the vibe.
I don't know him like this.
Hey, what is he doing? Now?
I don't know him like this.
So I want to put a question to you that I think
Shoot.
can really help us get to the to the center of this. How, in your opinion, do you think men, straight men, should foster these sort of relationships with each other? How do you think they should go about it?
Look, man, like I said, I feel.
How do you think that they should, really try and establish these sort of bonds?
Yeah.
In their friendship circles or friendship groups where vulnerability and emotional expressiveness is encouraged. Because we've established that it is not encouraged, right?
Yes, it's not.
So how, in your opinion, do you think they should go about fostering that?
I feel like there's a lot that we need to do. It for those who, I think we have more hope for men who are yet to be born, but for those who exist right now, who are caught up in that web and are trying to untangle that sort of mentality, I feel like I said, we have resources. You know what I'm saying? Utilize them. We've got the internet. The internet has everything, dude. And like I'm saying, you find that half the ergs that you are friends with or that you stumble upon, they've gone to school, they've done psych, they've done this, they've done something to do with, how the intricacies of the brain work. They know, they've learned it, they've got it in here, you know what I mean? But they just don't apply it. They're all things that we know. The only thing that we need to do is apply those things, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, I think you mentioned vulnerability. I feel like that's the first step. You know what I'm saying? For someone to come out and be like, look, I'm
not doing well.
I'm not doing well, and I expect you guys to react a certain way when we speak about these things. Like at the beginning of male friendships, we should have a consensus that this is what this friendship is gonna consist of. Because usually, as guys, we just click and we don't talk about things, you know. And we just click,
and we just click from something trivial, as we were saying.
We just click.
We see each other at the gym, and our common interest is
exactly
gym or something like that.
And you know what? We don't even have to have such conversations at the beginning of a friendship, but when we feel like we've reached a peak in our friendship where we can both establish that, like, now we're friends, we should have such a conversation.
I just feel like, for me personally, if I can't approach my friends and talk to them about something that's bothering me, then what's the point?
What is the point?
I just feel like, then what are we doing here? I think the question I asked you, I don't have like a specific answer.
Exactly.
But what I can tell you that can go a long way into forging and fostering these relationships, I think that outside of activities that have mutual interest for y'all, I know that in most male friendships, right, there's an activity in which we have a mutual interest in.
Absolutely.
Like we like a certain sport, or we all like to groove, or we all like this. There's that one or two or a few things where we bond over this type of activity, type of situation. This is what we all enjoy to do. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that outside of that, you know what I'm saying? That I feel there's an importance, you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
To be able to be inclusive of things that include conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just genuine, wholehearted conversation.
Exactly.
And for me personally, this is an avenue that I pursue a lot with my friends in the sense that, I'm very in favor of dates as friends type of situation, where as mates we sit down, enjoy a meal or whatever, and we just for like an extended period of time, hours, and it's like we just holler
and bring forth gestures as well, like like
exactly.
if you guys are friends, as a sense to show it, you kind of bring forth this gesture like, hey, I got you this because you said you liked this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
I feel like,
and guys don't do that.
I feel like male friendships are like the emotional aspect is abandoned a lot.
A lot.
In the sense that both of you have likes and interests and things like that. And you may have mentioned upon a time that you collect art type of situation. And then I get you something that I feel like would be good in your collection.
Exactly.
It's like, look, man, I know you enjoy art. This is just a gift because I know
Exactly.
you like art. But it's like, nah, why are you being weird? Why you buying me gifts?
I think
weird.
such things.
You know what I mean?
Such things.
I feel like the emotional aspect of these friendships is wildly abandoned.
Definitely, like such things, like you said, kind of I feel like prohibit things like bromances. And bromances are such great things to have, bro, because that's like kind of like a gateway to vulnerability and the conversations that we're trying to have as dudes. It's an entry point.
Exactly.
But like if you're gonna be like, you acting weird, why are you buying me things now?
Weird. Why are you getting me a gift?
So
yeah. And it's just as I'm saying, the emotional aspect of it, as you say, just gestures. Genuine gestures that are genuine and come from love. Do you get what I'm saying? I know that there are male friendships that are very picky over like physical expressions of love, like hugs.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like your friend is going through a lot, you know what I'm saying? Offer your friend a hug. Offer your friend a hug as a form of greeting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or, expressing how you feel about your friends, like, I love you. What?
Yeah.
What? Like,
Homies always like,
you love me?
Whoa. I mean, I like you intensely.
But,
you know what I'm saying? But
saying that you love me is a bit of a stretch.
That's a bit over the top. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
one said you.
Thing is, with male friendships, it's always like, you alright. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you a stand-up G, you solid.
Have you ever seen dudes paying each other compliments? Now, umoja thought.
Yeah. Dudes never want to say, dude, you look really handsome. You look really great. And they're like, you killing it.
Yeah, killing it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, oh, now relax.
Yeah, but does he look good? I mean, he's all right. Does he look good, though?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when somebody else in the room, like, doesn't he look handsome?
I mean,
he looks good.
I mean, if you want to say that.
I mean, I wasn't going to use that word in particular.
I prefer the synonym, he looks side.
He's a eyed. And I think all those contribute to the emotional neglect that I was speaking to. In that it's like, we can tend to each other in every other kind of way, but not the way that matters the most.
Exactly.
You know? And that's so strange.
It's super strange, man.
That's so strange. And especially, I think, it's especially more important in the sense that I think that in the lives we lead, it's very busy. It's people are busy, dude.
Absolutely.
You know and you don't get to speak to each other often. So it's even more important.
Absolutely.
Now,
dude.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you'll see your mates, once every 3, 4, 5 months.
Video call conferences make those, just for like, like you said, you guys check up on each other like you actually meet and see each other every 6 months. So it's not, you don't see them every day. So maybe as like a young checkup session every month, just call and be like, hey, how are you doing? A young 15-minute conversation just to catch up, so that when you guys meet up in the next year or 6 months, because I know I don't see my friends from back home in that long, you don't feel the tension or the distance like that. Because that's what happens with guys. If you guys don't see each other for a long time, you drift, and then when you meet again, you kind of try and it's
like we're rediscovering this friendship type, like
kind of what do we both like,
kind of like how did we connect, and how did we find each other.
Do you still like soccer?
And I think I'm very unrelenting on the point that I feel like men should find community amongst themselves. I mean, it's kind of very presumptuous to expect it to find it elsewhere.
Yeah.
When they don't provide it for each other and for themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, if you and Namajidako can't sit and like, not even, and it doesn't even have to be a formal setting, just,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, bruv, you know, actually, now that we're speaking,
Yeah.
I've been struggling with this, that, and the other.
What do you think
And,
of
you
it?
know, and sometimes you may not necessarily be, you know, sort of looking for advice.
Yes.
It's just to unburden.
To vent.
Like, listen, bro.
You know.
This has been happening. Things haven't been going great
Need
for
to
me.
get something off of my chest.
You know what I'm saying? I lost this, I lost that, and it's been downhill ever since, and it's really affected my self-esteem or whatever else it may have affected. And, you know, and now as the friend, you feel like, yikes. You know what I'm saying? Which ones are these ones now? And genuinely, the person is seeking comfort, and you're reluctant to provide it because it's weird.
Like you said, in regards to finding a community within a community, it all goes back to guys, but right, so we're so used to having things done for us that when it's time to take accountability or responsibility of your own things, you know, because you're your own human, so as logic would have it, you take responsibility for your own emotions and your ways of thinking.
Which is why it's so strange why I see, you know, as we alluded earlier on social media, you just see a lot of men wanting to kind of place that responsibility
on women.
And it's like, bro,
you're like, come on, man.
That is just so weird, because it's like, you know, it's like, nah, you know, we're not being catered to, we're not being taken care of, no one's paying attention to our mental health. And it's like, are you paying attention to your own mental health?
Yeah.
And are you paying attention to your guys' mental health? And are they paying attention to yours?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Because you expect everything else from your friends, but suddenly when it comes to tending to your mental health, you don't expect it from them. You expect it from outside.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Dude, bro.
For this one thing where your friends are supposed to show up for you the most, and you're supposed to show up for them, vice versa. That's the part where you guys are like, nah. I can do anything else for you.
And it's also
anything else I can do for you. But this one,
this is not my gravy.
Not this one.
It's not my portion.
Not this
and it's
one.
crazy because it's so taxing on our women, right? Because you want to do all these things with your guys. Like, or your guys want to do all these things with you. Go to Groove, do this. All the fun things they want to do with you. But as soon as you have problems, the only person you go to, the only person you confide in is a woman around you. Or the guys expect you to confide in, you know, some female figure that you have in your life. And it's taxing for our women, because why is it that the only time that you come to me, you feel like you're comfortable with me, is when you don't want to have fun with me, when you want to, you know, have problems? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you find that in most relationships, you will never see a guy at Groove with his hand, like, for more than once. You know what I'm saying? He will go with his hand once to Groove, and then the rest of the times it's just him and his guys. You know what I'm saying? He like, she's kind of like excluded when she's like, "Ke batla go ya kae kae le wena?" He's like, no, you stay home. But as soon as it's time to be vulnerable, to like take things off of his chest, he wants to go to his hand, not to his friends. Where are your friends, bro? The same friends that you go to Groove with, where are they?
Where they at?
Yeah. You know, all I'm saying is consistency. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Or balance it out.
And I think what you're saying substantiates my point in that.
Yeah.
In these sort of friendships and relationships, you're expecting of your friends to provide anything but the emotive support. Like, that should come from an outside source. But everything else...
You know what I'm saying?
And it's like, bro, who must provide it? Do you know what I'm saying?
Dude.
Who must provide it? And I don't think it's to say particularly that women aren't interested or are oblivious. You know what I'm saying? But it's not their job.
Also, yeah.
It's not their job. Far from it.
Yeah.
It's not their job, because, as you rightly pointed out, you'll go to your friends for everything else.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why are you coming to me for this when you go to your friends to everybody else type of situation? And it's like, why do you want to to abdicate that responsibility. I'm like,
to me, dude.
not this one. You know what I'm saying? It's just very, 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 very weird.
It's peculiar.
It's
it really
very
is.
weird because it's like, bro. So if you recall, I asked you that what should men do
What should men
to try and foster these sort of relationships where there's a healthy sort of interdependency that, is built. You get what I'm saying? And we reached a consensus that there isn't a single conclusive answer, but that there are things, that avenues that they could pursue where it could be like, okay, let's try this. Okay, let's try that. Okay, let's try this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think that more importantly, for that to even begin, you need to like repeal the sort of mentality or the attitude type of situation, because it's like, when I look at my guys, it's only to do things that are like fun or for enjoyment.
You need to destigmatize.
When you look at your guys in cis men friendships, it's like you need to look at them as support structures.
Yeah, of
You know what I'm
course.
saying? It's like I just feel like you look at your friends and it's like they're your mates from Groove, they're your mates from
Guy. Hence I'm saying you need to
like they're my mates to watch ball with. And it's like when you view them holistically, it should be like that's a support structure type of situation. And that those are people that I can find comfort and confide in. And it always comes back to the point like when things happen in your life that require emotive support, like let's just say, you know what I'm saying? Gushiri, I've lost somebody. Would you come to my funeral?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To mourn and grieve with me.
No.
Your homie's gonna be like,
Yeah,
homie's
bro.
gonna be like, you know what I mean?
I do know.
And that's just like a microcosm of the larger problem.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But that's just
It's a step forward.
it's an example where it's like, support your friend who's
Exactly.
grieving. Yeah,
So all in all,
you know what I mean?
All in all, guy friend groups need to destigmatize the notion rather that showing emotion is some sort of strange gesture. It's foreign because that's how we act. You try and be emotional and then it's like what is this foreign substance? I've never felt it before.
So taboo.
It is so
Why is
peculiar.
my guy confiding in me about
Ew.
all of this?
I feel uncomfortable. So it has to. We need to destigmatize
And it just needs to be
that.
like emotional intimacy with one another where I feel like I'm comfortable.
I think the last thing that I want to say, like you asked me, and I think something you asked me about what it is that we think we should do as male friends, and something that I totally vouch for is don't lose the thing of bonding over trivial things, right?
Yeah.
Rather try and incorporate that with your emotional bonding. You like soccer, go to a soccer game and have time. Talk about your emotions, or after the game.
I mean, I'm not talking about my emotions at halftime.
Yeah, not at halftime.
I'm probably riled up because my team loses.
Exactly, but
But after the game,
game for sure, you know what I'm
but
saying?
not at halftime.
How we are go higher, just be
on the
like,
way home.
let's have some drinks. Let's talk
Let's
about
stop by
things.
and
Okay, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
For
sure. But yeah,
so that you just don't bombard like emotions, and then they're like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
for sure.
Yeah, man, it is what it is.
Yeah, folks, this is off topic, and today we're just trying to debunk, demystify. You get what I'm saying? Male cis friendships, and in terms of establishing conducive support bases, for men, as you know, in SA, one of the leading countries where male suicide is quite high.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I think that one of the main reasons, or we certainly think that one of the main reasons for that is because men don't find community amongst themselves. And we feel as though that's something that they should be actively trying to foster.
Absolutely.
On a continual basis. And I think that that's something that's a positional shift that needs to occur, and that, if you're not able in certain times when you feel alone and abandoned and neglected, if you're unable to confide, in your guys, then where else should you be seeking that comfort? You know what I'm saying? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Envy Scene, Supreme Envy.
Yeah.
This is Gushiri.
Conversation Connoisseur.
Catch us next time on Off Topic.
Yes, sir.
We gonna be alright.